Assalamu alaikum Shabbat! I want you to be loud. I want you to be proud. It's time to be brave. Are you ready?
A man's vision, determination, inspired a generation. It gave a new dream for the youth of his homeland. It created a groundbreaking revolution in the sports. When a vision is strongest, nothing can stop its far-reaching impact. And the vision was 3 powerful letters: KHK. And today, his vision is far-reaching. The valor and pride of his homeland is far-reaching. Today, his vision is defining the future of a new generation. A generation of heroes and of gladiators. Today is the day of hope for the hopeless. The day KHK will inspire the souls to fight back, irrespective of what they are and who they are. Many will emerge as heroes. This will be a new era of true heroes and gladiators. When he stood in the front and led them, they called him the Prince of Gladiators and Heroes.
Our main event of the evening sees two of the very best flyweights in the world clash in a battle of the shorties, as Jose Shorty Torres takes on Sean Shorty Rock Santalla.
Sean Shorty Rock Santalla, United States, fighting at a Nicotone, Driven, and Pure MMA.
Jose Shorty Torres, USA, The Firm, and Combat Dough.
This is a monster big part of the Monster Big Brave CF Flyweight Tournament.
I'm super excited to be a part of it. I think it's the biggest flyweight tournament in the history of MMA, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Jose Shorty Torres is a former two-weight world champion at the amateur levels, and he's held pro titles in 2 weight divisions. And he was the most sought after flyweight in the world when the division was being neglected globally. Brave Combat Federation won the worldwide bidding war, and Shorty had a victorious Brave debut, decisioning Amir the Prince Al-Bazi.
For me, I'm taking the harder route. Last year I was supposed to fight Marcel Dur for the Flyweight Championship. I had to back out sadly because of mental issues and all that stuff. And so now I'm paying the price. I have to do this flyweight tournament, but it's an 8-man tournament and it's tougher than ever. You know, my next fight might be against Marcel Dur, but first I have Sean Santalla, a guy who has 30 pro fights. He's a veteran in the sport, born in the 80s, Shorty Rock, so it's a nickname of who is going to be the best Shorty that night. And we are the main event. It's a tough, tough tournament.
I love Torres as an opponent. We've been trying to get this matchup for a little while now. I think I match up stylistic really well with him. I think it's going to be a dogfight, and I'm really looking forward to going there and just taking it to him wherever the fight goes.
Santalla makes his return to the Brave Arena after a 2-year absence from the organization. In that time, he has picked up 3 impressive wins on the regional circuit, more than earning a callback to the world's only truly global mixed martial arts promotion. The second-degree Jiu-Jitsu black belt has 14 wins by way of submission, with 10 of those wins coming by way of choke. Conversely, he has never been submitted in the course of his 32-fight-long career. This fight has the potential to be an absolute war filled with high-level grappling exchanges.
I think this is going to be a war. Me and my opponent match up great. Let the best Shorty win.
The only thing that is for sure is the fact that both of these men are quite simply the best flyweights in the world right now.
But I'm excited to knock him out in the feet. First round, I'm here to make a statement.
Fighting live and exclusively in Combat Kingdom Bahrain, headlining the absolutely stacked Brave 41 card.
For me, the show just goes on.
In 2016, a vision revolutionized mixed martial arts in the Middle East. It all started with the evolution of MMA in a small island in the Middle East. The magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, a land of ancient glory and bravery, thriving under great leaders and visionaries. The country is now home to the largest MMA promotion in the region, Brave Combat Federation. And the kingdom became the first ever country outside of the United States that featured the IMF World Championships. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa and his true warrior spirit envisioned the growth of MMA in the region. He believed in the glory of the sport of mixed martial arts and facilitated the best MMA facility in the land. Along with brave President the Hawk, Mohammed Shahid, in the shortest span of time we grew stronger. We grew bigger. This is the story of the fastest growing MMA promotion in the world. This is the story of Brave Combat Federation.
seconds and counting.
Minus 37 seconds, and our count continues to go well. Minus 30. Minus 25 seconds and counting. Minus 20 seconds. Minus 20 seconds and counting.
17 seconds and counting. 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave. It's more than a gym. Rolando D is coming back with a vengeance and ready to bounce back with a major win at Brave CF 42. He will face Polish KO machine Maciej Gierszewski, who's coming off a devastating victory of his own. Coming up next, D meets Gierszewski in this lightweight contest between two knockout machines.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 5 losses. He stands 188 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.5 kilograms. Representing IFS MMA Belfast by the way of Poland. Give it up for Magic Man Gierszewski! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 12 wins and 9 losses. He stands 173 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 70.7 kilograms. Representing the Incredible Fighting and Fitness Center in the Philippines. Give it up for Rolando D. Incredible D. Your referee in charge of the action inside the cage is Ribbon Saber.
Phil, the Incredible is looking for the tap or the snap. The Magic Man is going to be looking to nap his opponent.
Here we see the tail of the tape. Maciej the elder by 34 years old. A much taller height advantage goes to Maciej Gierszewski. Let's see if he tries to utilize that by fighting on the outside and pity pat with his jab. I do not think he's going to do that. I think we know exactly what we're going to see from both these men, and there is a palpable air of anticipation in this fight.
Phil, this fight could end in seconds.
Maciej a little bit lighter on the feet. It seems like Rolando's the one that wants to plant the feet a little bit more.
Little feint from Rolando.
And usually in situations like this, Rolando
he's in,
D.
that's what we called it!
Rolando D with the takedown. Good takedown defense being shown by Maciej Gierszewski, who pops up quicker than a powered-up Pac-Man.
Phil, huge moment for the Magic Man. If he can keep this fight standing, I think it is to his advantage.
And you can see he's got that heavy overhook, a little bit of wrist control. He may try and pop down on that whizzer and escape. Trip takedown denied by Rolando D.
Denied, Phil, because of the head positioning. D Incredible very intelligently doing a little giraffe fighting in there, keeping his opponent's head exactly where he wants it so he can drop down on the hips when he sees the opportunity.
Maciej needs to split that base just a little bit more for my liking, as he's quite upright here. You can see he's trying to turn in towards his opponent, maybe utilize an underhook. And I think we now see the game plan of Rolando D. He doesn't want to spend too much time in the open area trading with Maciej Gierszewski.
Few men would, Phil.
And now he's trying to drop down and get in on a single. Nice little pot shot elbows from Gierszewski.
Those elbows are very intelligent, Phil. They can hurt if the head stays down there. Otherwise, it forces the head up, and the takedown is no longer there.
That's a nice stinging elbow being thrown by Rolando D. Maciej needs to be careful of dropping that lead hand when he throws that kick.
D Incredible on D attack.
And it'll be interesting to see just what sort of a game plan Rolando implements, given that he did struggle to make the weight. Again, in on the takedown. Good defense being shown. That's huge for Maciej
This has got to
Gierzycki.
give the Magic Man huge confidence. He does believe he can keep this fight standing where he wants it to be.
Nice jab and move from Maciej Gierzycki.
And let's not forget, D Incredible has some big hands of his own.
And the game plan seems to be attack the leg of Rolando. Maybe if he's trying to wrestle, take a little bit of pop out of that lead leg. Big looping shot there from Rolando.
Halfway point, big leg, big shot lands. Immediate redness on that thigh of D Incredible.
Oh, nice front kick from Maciej there, just to make his opponent aware that when he comes in, there will be shots being thrown at him. The lateral movement of Maciej against the static, plodding offense of Rolando D. And nice work to the body and then to the head from Rolando.
Very intelligent strategy by the Magic Man to throw those low leg kicks. It can pay dividends in setting up a head kick, but if you do the exact same attack too many times in the sport, you eat leather.
I like the way that Maciej's always giving him different looks, always trying to move. He's not being a stationary target, but Rolando close with that head kick, just grazed the beard. Again, takedown attempted from Rolando. Maciej doing everything he can to try and stay upright, does so. And you have to wonder, with the frequency of takedowns that Rolando's been throwing, how much will that impact upon his cardio if he had a difficult cut kick?
Exactly.
Oh, big shot landed by Rolando. Maciej just eats it. Shows that not only is his beard prim and pristine, but it can also take a punch.
It's got the Polish power and landed a fourth low kick.
Rolando just seems to be pawing, trying to find an opening.
I think D Incredible wants to land some body shots to try and even up what he thinks may be a disadvantage he holds right now in terms of endurance. If he can land some clean shots to the body, it's money in the bank that can pay off in the third round.
I'd like to see Maciej keep those hands just a little bit higher. Because when he's coming in, he's charging down recklessly a little bit. But again, what an exciting, tense matchup here in our first professional bout at Brave Combat Federation 42.
30 seconds, Phil. These two fighters have taken the measure of each other. I think they each know what's going to happen. The question is, knowing the other fighter's strategy, can they take advantage of it?
Again, both fighter merely a whisker away from landing something.
Expect to see D let loose with big hands if a kick comes in and to continue attacking that body.
Both fighters throw kicks. Again, Rolando in with the takedown. Beautiful sprawl from the Magic Man. The Magic Man showing that he is not just a power puncher, but he also has some fantastic takedown defense. Does he feel the uppercut? Does he feel that he's in his locker just to try and let Rolando know that should he try and come in with that takedown, he has an attack there waiting to be uncorked.
I think we are going to see a Rolando D takedown in fairly short order. To counter that, I'd actually like to see the Magic Man throw a knee early, just to give his opponent pause for thought about level changing and getting in on those hips. Magic Man looking just a little more aggressive. I think he realized he's not sure whether we won that round or not. He's going to turn it up a notch, try and take this round clearly. And again, if he keeps throwing that low kick, he's going to keep eating counter shots.
Head kick attempt there by Rolando. And Maciej needs to be careful when he's throwing these kicks. It seems like Rolando's trying to get the timing on those kicks and come over the top with either an overhand or a high hook. Also needs to be wary of not chasing Rolando and running into a shot.
There we go. Very nice shifting attack. That's what we need to see more of from the Magic Man. Success in this sport with striking can play against you. If something works, you keep doing it and you keep doing it and it works until it doesn't work.
Nice shot down the middle from Rolando.
Again, every time those low kicks come in from the Magic Man, he's going to eat a shot. Rolando D has his number in terms of timing when those low kicks come in.
So what would you suggest then, Carrick? The likes of fake the...
the shift in the hook I thought was fantastic that we saw earlier.
So fake the leg kick, try and stump the rhythm and come in almost a pulse in as opposed to just waiting in. But both these men can take a shot, Carrick.
These are high level professional fighters.
Oh! Beautiful timing on that kick from Majek. Just catches his opponent coming in, whips the leg out from underneath him. And again, this fight is a fight that many people thought potentially could be fight of the night.
Phil, I think D is very wisely marshaling his energy. He's holding back just a little bit here, knowing that because of that cut, because taking this fight on short notice, he doesn't have as much in the gas tank as he'd like to.
Both men clash shins. And again, Majek getting caught when he comes in with that kick. Needs to start mixing it up a little bit. It does seem that Rolando has the timing off those kicks now from Majek Gershevsky.
Phil, we've both seen the Magic Man's heavy body attacks on the inside. Another strategy if I was in his corner would be to suggest he tie his opponent up, try and soften his body from the inside rather than staying on the outside.
And we've seen that Majek can wrestle. He's also a very good offensive wrestler. Actually a fairly decent BJJ practitioner. He just chooses to engage in these kinds of stand and trade wars.
As I said, absolutely. This is a fighter who by choice, not by necessity, relies on those big fists. He likes to knock people out, and that's what you're watching right here.
Majek just looks, maybe cuts a somewhat frustrated figure. Doesn't seem to be able to get in on those hands. But again, good defense and lands a
nice
shot
back and forth
on the break.
Very intelligent. Oh, big hand from Rolando D.
Majek again just shakes it off, looks his opponent as if to say, is that all you have? Another big wild hook landed by Rolando.
Phil, if we see D go into that leg shot again, we saw a very intelligent stand up into a hook. I think you're going to see that again. He's realized now that leg shot isn't working for him, but when it gets denied, he's going to use that leg shot to set up another attack. Very, very intelligent. High level chain fighting. Oh, and he's...
Again, those leg kicks are adding up for Majek. I'd like to see him follow the leg kicks up, or as we said, fake the leg kick, come up high. Almost counter the counter from Rolando.
That shift into the hook is really what I'd like to see more of out of Majek. Trying to land those low kicks in from the outside. It does feel good when they land, but it sure doesn't feel good when they don't.
Nice little short hook there from Majek. Just after those winging shots from Rolando D, who again is only ever one punch away from knocking an opponent out. Oh, beautiful leg kick from Majek.
Excellent job by Majek. You can see that these fighters develop. They're learning from each other. They're developing a better sense of timing. That's the third time he made his opponent drop down from that inside low kick.
And this fight is incredibly entertaining for not the reasons we necessarily thought it would be. There was an expectation that these men would meet in the middle and just swing wild, but we're also seeing just how intelligent their all-round mixed martial arts game, just how technical they can be as strikers.
Absolutely, Phil. This is mixed martial arts. Short time now.
Does Rolando try and get in for that takedown like he did, but a nice counter hook again coming over the top. Nice short elbow, defends the takedown. If anything, that round was even closer than the round that preceded it. Third and final round here, combat generation 42, Gershevsky versus D. Can either of these combatants make an exclamation mark upon this fight and prevent it from going into the hands of the judges?
Phil, my advice to D in this round is be very, very careful. I think Majek knows he may be down a round, and he's even more dangerous when he's scared. I can't see whether the hands are together yet.
They're not quite, but he's trying to pick at that angle. Has the hands together on a high crotch. How much does Rolando D have left in the tank?
Excellent counter wrestling by the Magic Man.
I think Majek has to break off and create a little bit of distance and land some strikes here.
D clearly winning that giraffe wrestling head fight, which is vital to the fight up against a cage.
Yeah, this is not where Majek Gershevsky wants to be. And potentially the Magic Man may need to pull a rabbit out of the hat in this third and final round.
Magic Man sucking hard a little bit. He obviously loves striking, getting forced up against that cage, not where he wants to be.
And if you consider that's fairly intelligent from Rolando D. Try and get the big power punch striker to engage, fill those muscles up with lactic acid so that the arms feel a little bit heavier and you can't get your shots off.
Phil, absolutely, we are seeing veteran tactics from D Incredible.
Maciej keeping that lead hand quite low.
Maciej stalking. D circling wisely, not backing straight up.
And look at the marking up of the leg of Rolando D. Again, going up top is Rolando D. Maciej completely unfazed by it.
Huge respect to the Magic Man for brutalizing that calf, and huge respect for D Incredible for still walking on it.
Trying to work the body, gets clipped a little bit as he comes in. Maciej get a little bit of a wry smile at his opponent. Realizes he's coming into the halfway point.
Oh!
That's a big shot from
Telling
Maciej.
shot, Matt. The Incredible shakes it off, but you know what? You know, Phil, when you see a guy shake his head, it actually means, yeah, that hurt.
Oh, another big overhand from Maciej. He's trying to find that one punch hitter quitter. He's trying to get that home run. But again, good work from Maciej there, defending the takedown, bringing the level of Rolando up. And now it seems that Maciej is kind of trying to download the data he has been given over rounds 1 and 2 and is trying to counter the strikes of Rolando D.
That's perfectly put, Phil. Both these fighters have upped their game over the last 10-plus minutes, and they're going to try and capitalize it on this, the final 2 minutes of this fight.
Again, Rolando goes high with the kick, and it doesn't quite get through the guard. But again, those kinds of high kicks with that shin just careering into the arms can cause damage. We have seen fighters leave with broken forearms from defending head kicks.
Magic Man feinting a shift, catches a shot.
Nice stiff jab being thrown there by both men. Entering the final 90 seconds of the bout. Can either fighter really pull away and leave?
That's sportsmanship, that's camaraderie.
I think both men may be in that headspace where they know they need to put the foot on the gas just a little bit.
1 minute, Phil. I do believe this fight can be won or lost in the next 60 seconds.
Maciej just trying to find that entry. Punches and bunches is what Maciej may need in this moment.
D in on the single.
Again, good takedown defense, but with 30 seconds left in the round, this is bound to frustrate Maciej Gierszewski.
Gierszewski throwing that little elbow from the top. D moved his head up to deny him the leverage to do so, but it did take away from getting that single.
Right.
Spinning elbow attempt.
Didn't quite land, but 20 seconds left. This really comes down to who wants it more, gentlemen.
Short time now.
10 seconds left. Will we see a big shot being landed? Maciej trying to catch him, trying to wing that punch. Oh!
Time!
What a battle, what a fight from both men. No one, including myself, thought that this fight would go the distance, but here we are after 3 rounds of frenetic mixed martial arts action.
All right, Brave Nation, what a battle we had inside the Brave 42 cage. Both of these athletes going at it hard, and we go after 3 rounds to the judges' scorecard. Your first judge scores about 29-28, Rolando D. Your second judge scores about 29-28, Gierszewski. And your third judge scores about 30-27 for your winner by split decision. Fighting out of the red corner, out of the Philippines, Rolando D. Incredible D.
This bout is presented by Brave Nutrition. Behind the athlete, there are hours of training. Behind every hard training is Brave Nutrition. David Jacobson is ready for his third fight in 3 months and will look for win number 3 against Ibrahim Mane, who vows to come back strongly after losing his debut. Coming up next, Fat Boy Slim Jacobson takes on Ibrahim Mane in a tremendous welterweight bout.
All right, Brave Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 9 wins and 3 losses. He stands 186 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.2 kilograms. Representing Obi Fight Gym in Paris, France, please welcome Ibrahim Mane. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 8 wins and 2 losses. He stands 185 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Halmstad Kampsport, Sweden. Give it up for David Fat Boy Slim Jacobson. Our referee in charge of the action inside the cage is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Phil, there is no love in these gloves right now. We are about to find one thing, and that's who is meaner.
Decky, the Bandit Larkin, is the veteran referee here at Brave Combat Federation. Both men primed and ready to go.
Glove touch. That may be the last show of friendliness we're going to get for the next few minutes.
Ibrahim Mane opening up with some serious kicks. Jacobson remaining calm, looks completely unfazed there. That's a huge leg kick by David Jacobson.
Phil, notice there is no feeling out in this fight thus far. These fighters are throwing with bad intentions.
Ibrahim Mane, of course, more of a knockout artist. It'll be interesting to see what happens if this fight goes to the ground. Just as I say that, Ibrahim Mane on a huge single leg with a massive takedown.
Fat Boy Slim is down.
Looks over the commentary with a wry smile. Clearly heard you, Carrick. But as I've said in the pre-fight build-up, David Jacobson has some of the sneakiest, most intelligent jiu-jitsu I've seen. He lays little traps for his opponent, and before you know it, he's sinking something up.
And there you go, Phil. Takedowns in MMA don't matter if you can't hold them down. We just saw potentially a huge moment in this fight from David Jacobson. He popped right back up to standing, still pinned up against the fence, taking some punishment. We now have to see how he can fight off that cage. This is another critical part of the sport.
Now he's just contesting with the sheer brute strength of Ibrahim Mane. He's trying to wear on his opponent, trying to drain him of his energy and eventually take him back down to the ground. Jacobson doing a good job right now of defending. But again, Mane just trying to utilize some pure brute strength.
Phil, watching Mane's language, I think he's going to try and take him down again, and if it fails, when he comes up, he's going to try for a back take. And he's almost there. He's trying to get to that back. Wasn't successful yet, but that's his strategy.
Against someone like David Jacobson, he will have to get up very early in the morning to try and outwit this young man with regards to the jiu-jitsu aspect of the sport.
Ibra Kumite is a tremendous striker. He understands striking, and
yes, and he's down from David Jacobson. Uses the position to his own benefit. Now bringing his opponent against the cage, and as we said, David Jacobson may be a little bit of a joker outside of the cage, but inside it, he's as serious as they come. Again, trying to get that trip takedown, showing just how strong he is. Good use of the whizzer by Ibrahim Mane, who now lands inside the very dangerous guard of David Jacobson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brave Nation, we are now going to get an opportunity to watch Fat Boy Slim's guard game, which is highly refined.
Like I say, he has the bicep control right now, potentially trying to set up a triangle. Looked like he was trying to sneak out. Armbar potentially here for David Jacobson. Ibrahim Mane trying to stay as compact as possible.
Armbar pass, big shot rained down.
And Again, a trip takedown
Down
from
again.
David Jakobsen. Again, you have to say he's competing 3 weight divisions above that weight that he usually competes at, and he's showing that perhaps at the age of 24, he could be still growing into his body.
Not only that, Phil, but what we've talked about is his striking. He's showing he's got wrestling too, and wrestling, of course, is what makes all things possible in this sport.
Ibrahim Mane needs to be wary of turning away too much and giving up the back. He's trying to use the cage now to get himself back up again, but David Jakobsen has that wrist. May see another takedown, and again, this is just relentless takedown work. He's letting Ibrahim Mane do the work of trying to get to his feet.
Dagestani handcuff now from the Swede. That's a beautiful thing about mixed martial arts. You borrow from everywhere.
Still has that wrist control and just cuts
mount, Phil.
like a knife through butter into that mounted position. Mane trying to use his strength, but David Jakobsen may be trying to set up a rear naked choke here. Switches to a potential guillotine. If he's anything like his teammate Bobby
Phil,
Nystrom, he has a
Phil,
huge
it's tight.
squeeze on him.
This is tight, Phil.
Rolling into that anaconda. How tight is the squeeze in this position?
Fantastic escape from Ibra Kumite.
Now Ibra Kumite on top, and he looks like he's just trying to gather himself a little bit, but
it won't last long. Here comes the shots. Elbows are going to follow him.
Potential for David Jakobsen to roll out of this or dig in. He had that underhook. He needs to try and establish it again. 30 seconds left in the round.
Jakobsen staying calm and collected. Ibra Kumite looking to trap that near arm so he can land shots unimpeded. If he's not able to get it, it's going to be the elbows, which we're seeing now.
Oh, that's a huge elbow
One
landed
from the
by
front,
Ibra Kumite.
one from the back. And when the elbows are blocked, there comes the knee.
Can David
Up to
Jakobsen get
standing,
back
looking
up to
for the
his
back
feet?
take.
I think it's a little bit too late in the round for Ibrahim Mane to get the rear naked choke, and survival now for the final.
Time! Phil, what a fantastic back and forth round. Takedowns from both sides, submission attempts from both sides, strikes from both sides. Great arguments for both sides.
Dickie Larkin gets us started, and again, it'll be interesting to see if they open up, both trying to land those power punches, those power kicks. Or will Ibrahim Mane try and close the distance?
Nice
That's a
inside low kick. When you hear that foot slap, it hurts.
kick return from Jakobsen, but checked by Ibrahim Mane. Again, Mane with that clinch, just pressing his opponent up against the cage, making them carry his weight, making them feel just how strong he is. Jakobsen does a good job to separate. Needs to be careful of not being drawn into a firefight with a knockout artist like Ibrahim Mane.
Mane seems very content right now to stand in front of his opponent and let the strikes go.
That's a huge leg kick from Ibrahim Mane. And again, if he's choosing just to strike in this round, he could do some serious damage, but Jakobsen, an incredibly intelligent fighter in his own right, may just be trying to bait Mane in and duck underneath for one of those takedowns that were successful for him in the first round. Stiff inside leg kick from Mane.
Phil, I'm extremely impressed with Ibra Kumite's striking. He's striking the inside of the thigh. He's striking at distance with his hands and all the way in the outside with those kicks. He's now dominating all ranges of strikes with the hands and feet.
Those leg kicks are absolute money for Mane. And again, that may take a little bit of...
Woo! That was a moment from the Matrix.
Little bit of Sanchez style defense there from David Jakobsen. And there's only so many more of these kicks he can eat, Kirik. Because at the minute they are accumulating and they are going to be money in the bank for Ibrahim Mane.
Phil, David Jakobsen believes in his striking. I think he's trying to set up a huge shot right now. He may even be willing to take a couple of shots if he can get a perfect read on his opponent's range and let that right hand go.
Again, there's just the difference in the leg kicks. They're coming a little bit slower from David Jakobsen, but the power commanded by Mane just goes up top, and he's not far away with a head kick.
Phil, Mane has clearly done his shin conditioning. Kicking that leg is like kicking a light pole. It is not a pleasant thing to have happen when he manages to time it properly and check.
Jumping teep from Ibrahim Mane, keeping his opponent exactly where he wants him, within his kicking range.
David Jakobsen really needs to start checking some of those kicks and just finishing the combination beautifully with the low calf kick.
Body shot was big. Phil, we do not see enough body shots in mixed martial arts. That one momentarily crumpled his opponent.
Again, it's really been about the kicking game of Ibrahim Mane. And I like the way when he is throwing combinations, he's finishing with the legs, which I think is very smart. But at the minute, Jakobsen really has no answer for those devastating leg kicks.
Mane carefully measuring, stalking his opponent, waiting for that moment to unleash a knockout shot. But don't count Fatboy Slim out of this when he's doing the same thing while he's backpedaling. Both these fighters are looking to knock the other out in a split second.
And
Nobody's looking for a takedown, Phil.
Oh, Mane charging forward, throwing with reckless abandon. Again, only ever 1 second away from knocking his opponent out. Of course, does have 4 knockout wins on his ledger.
Jakobsen had questioned Mane's chin. I think that question has now been answered. I got a chin. He's got some hands too.
Jakobsen may be getting just a little bit frustrated there. You seen he just bit down on the mouthpiece and was swinging back wild.
Phil, ordinarily pushing up against the cage like this is to slow a fight down, clear your head. I think Mane is trying to set up something bigger than that. He's got double unders.
I think what you're seeing him do so expertly is wearing on his opponent and zapping them of their strength so that when they do disengage, he's the stronger fighter who can land those power shots.
He does, of course, Phil, know that he's the larger fighter. He's wisely taking advantage of that.
Watch out for the trip from David Jakobsen, not unlike the trip he attempted and was successful with in the first round. But Ibrahim Mane, for my money at the minute, does look like the fresher fighter.
Mane's corner is calling for him to fight in French. Lute, fight, and he listens to his corner.
Lands a huge
He's
strike.
letting it go.
10 seconds left, and Ibrahim Mane landing absolutely huge strikes on David Jakobsen. He just absorbed it. At one stage, looked like he was potentially kept up by the cage post.
Phil, Ibrahim's corner got tired of him pushing his opponent up against the fence. They shouted for him to fight. He waited about 2 seconds and he fought. I do believe if that shout from the corner had come another 5 seconds earlier, the fight could be over.
Third and final round of another scintillating battle here at Brave Combat Federation 42.
And again, do not count David Jakobsen out of this fight. He is a nasty, vicious, powerful striker.
As we've alluded to after the way the second round went, it really has to be right here, right now for Fatboy Slim to try and make something happen. Or will it be Ibrahim Mane with those power kicks again? Big shots!
He's crumpling him!
Mane may be smelling a little bit of blood in the water. David Jakobsen doing everything he can to survive, implementing lateral movement to try and get away. But there's only so many shots he can eat from someone like Ibrahim Mane. Oh, Mane landing hellacious ground and pound from that position. Saw a little bit of a gap, landed a crushing blow.
Talk strategy, Phil, at this point. If you were Mane, would you stand up, return it to striking, or would you stay here, perhaps try to pass guard and win with strikes?
So right now, if you're Mane, there hasn't really been anything offensively striking-wise from Jakobsen that's caused him any trouble. So I would be standing right back up, trying to throw hands and score that knockout.
We're in agreement, Phil. He's now inside a closed guard, and we know Fatboy Slim is dangerous from here.
If I can just finish my point, Carrick, as I was saying, this is exactly where it's going to be dangerous for David Jakobsen. We've seen him digging for the underhook there. Potentially there's an armbar here for him, closing the guard, getting it back. Very dangerous, very slick off his back.
I have to imagine Mane's corner is telling him, stand up and out of there, get out of there.
And it does get that much more difficult to submit your opponent when you're tired. When both of you are slick with sweat, it does become very difficult.
Right now, I cannot imagine the advantage that Mane has from here. He had his opponent rocked standing.
David Jakobsen looked like he was potentially trying to set up a triangle there at one stage. Does have an underhook, attempted the sweep there, but Ibrahim's hips were just too heavy for him. Has a foot on the hip, maybe trying to switch for an armbar at some stage here. If we see him isolate the arm, he's digging underneath it, but we just don't know how much he has left in the tank to try and get an armbar carry.
Jakobsen is showing nice grappling setups. He may be gassed to an extent. He may not have enough to launch an all-out knockout attack, but he absolutely can throw a submission here. He's looking for a triangle. He's got the wrist. He's got that wrist controlled. If he can stuff it down to the hip, throw his right leg over the top, the fight could be over.
Mane, obviously being an astute martial artist, will be acutely aware of what he's trying to do and has never been submitted, it must be said, in his professional mixed martial arts career.
Mane Jakobsen was looking for a chest bump, chest sweep. Probably wanted to look for a guillotine on the way back, but was driven back by Ibra Kumite. Kumite now driving his opponent to the fence. If your opponent is trying to stand up, sometimes you want to keep him away from the fence. If your opponent is trying to submit you, where Ibra Kumite is taking his opponent right now is extremely intelligent. It shuts off half the hip movement right there.
We may see David Jakobsen trying to circle off a little bit, maybe use the wall, the cage wall, to walk a little bit, but 90 seconds left. Can he summon the energy from somewhere to pull a rabbit out of the hat? Or will Ibrahim Mane continue in very much the same fashion as he has in this fight by dictating the pace, controlling where the action goes? Mane just seems to be happy to land these little pot shots. Deggy Larkin giving both fighters enough time with which to work.
Every time Mane's hips come up, Jakobsen tries to take advantage of it. Thus far, he's been thwarted. There's a pass to half guard. Highly unlikely he gets to mount. Top half guard. Much less dangerous position when your opponent's back is up against the cage.
And again, you might see David Jakobsen try and transition here, but Mane a little bit smarter to it now, going for that 4-on-4 grip of his own. Potential for a fireman here from David Jakobsen, in on a single of his own. Does he have enough in the tank to make something happen?
Big turnaround in this fight, Phil. Is there enough time left?
But with only 10 seconds, I believe, left in the round, is it a case of a little bit too little, too late for David Jakobsen?
Mane looking for the neck, and it's over.
What a fantastic battle of wills, a fantastic war of attrition from both men. Potentially, if he has won this fight, exercise the ghosts of that last Brave Combat Federation appearance at Brave 31 from South Africa. David Jakobsen still 24, still lots left in the tank. This is going to be a wonderful learning experience for him. But for right now, let's make it official. Carlos Brave.
All right, Brave Nation, another incredible battle inside the Brave 42 cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first 2 judges scored about 30-27. Your last judge scores about 29-28 for a unanimous decision victory for your fighter out of the blue corner, Ibrahim Mane.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, a unanimous decision win for Ibrahim Mane. He now runs his professional record with 8 wins against 3 losses. This is a potential.
This bout is sponsored by Brave Energy Drink. Only the best to power your best effort. Fortune favors the brave. Hamza Kuhaji will have the entire kingdom of Bahrain behind him tonight when he meets Aiden James, who is eager to bounce back and get another amazing win away from home. Coming up next, Hamza Kuhaji welcomes Aiden James with both men in search of a title shot.
All right, Brave Nation. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight bout of 63 kilograms. Brave Nation, introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 62.7 kilograms. Fighting out of Chris Reeves Academy in Wales, give it up for Ada James. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 9 wins and 2 losses. He stands 170 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 63 kilograms. Fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain and representing KHK MMA, give it up for the pride of Bahrain, Hamza Kohaji. Your referee is Raven Saber.
Phil, Hamza Kohaji is one of the smartest fighters that we see in this cage. Walk us through the tail of the tape.
Both men relatively the same age. The distinct height advantage goes to Aiden James. Will he be able to implement that length, keep Hamza Kohaji at the end of his punches, or can the wrestling heavy phenom style of Kohaji win the day?
All right, Hamza Kohaji, as I said, one of the most intelligent fighters that you'll see in a cage anywhere. Watch him in the first round, watch him in the second round. Sometimes he looks like a totally different fighter, employing totally different strategies. Very intelligently, he's trying to feel his opponent out, using footwork, trying to draw in an attack from Aiden James. He doesn't want to open with the attacks. He wants Aiden to attack him and start to get some reads. If he can get some reads, he can put his opponent on his back and proceed from there.
Interestingly though, as southpaw, a shorter southpaw with very good wrestling, it would be hard to find a training partner. Well, what Aiden James was able to do was bring in PK Zadeh into his camp, who himself is a southpaw, a little bit shorter and a fantastic wrestler. So that was a perfect made training partner for him. Doing the stalking now is Aiden James. Kohaji just careers forward.
Kohaji got caught twice coming in. Not the cleanest, but he got caught. Like to see him switch his attack up, maybe use those feet a little bit. First 2 lunges with the hands did not work.
And the first shot is going to be the most interesting, the most telling aspect of this fight.
There we go, there's the kicks. That's what I like to see some more of. Aiden James is now doing what Hamza Kohaji wanted to do.
Hamza Kohaji showing a little bit of evolution in his all-round game by showing that he does have powerful hands.
Hamza Kohaji, the pride of Bahrain, has powerful everything. Powerful fists, kicks, knees, elbows, mind, submissions, and wrestling.
Aiden James switching stances a little bit now. Now working out of that southpaw stance. Very interesting. I'm sure this is something Kohaji doesn't often see. Southpaws being so rare in mixed martial arts, so having to face another southpaw could mix things up a little bit for him. Nice intelligent stance switching there from Aiden James.
That shifting is very impressive. He's using the shifts to get a read in his opponent, get a sense of his speed, get a sense of his timing, get a sense of what kind of defenses he's going to be able to employ. And when he thinks he understands his opponent's everything, he's going to try and knock him out.
Hamza Kohaji trying to keep his lead foot on the outside of that lead foot of Aiden James. Aiden James trying to do the same, but just mirrored. Nice crashing inside leg kick for the southpaw. You can see Aiden James very much trying to keep this at jabbing range.
Brave Nation, as a southpaw, the biggest blow he's trying to land is a kick to the liver. That inside leg kick may well have been a little setup for it.
Nice stiff jab again from Aiden James, starting to loosen up a little bit with the hands. See Aiden James just feint a knee there to show it to Hamza Kohaji, almost to try and knock the thought of diving in for that takedown out of his mind.
Phil, I got to say I'm impressed by Hamza Kuheji not trying to tie up his opponent, push it up against the cage, not try and take him down. He's trying to exchange with a taller man. So tall order, and he's having some luck. Nice low kick.
That was a huge leg kick from Hamza Kuheji, but then gets let up a little bit by Aiden James. He lands a combination on him.
Got a piece of Aiden's calf there, though, and that may be why Aiden shifted stances.
Like after every time Aiden throws the kick, it's almost as if Hamza is waiting to counter that kick with a takedown. Aiden's throwing something to keep him distracted.
Hamza largely the aggressor.
Aiden James trying to pop that jab down and come over the top. Nice kick again from Hamza Kuheji.
That was an attempt at that liver shot. One liver shot can end a fight. And shift, and again, kick to the calf. I think when Aiden James shifts, you're going to see that calf kick come off almost instantly from Hamza Kuheji.
Hamza still trying just to get a...
Big
strike.
shot!
He wobbled him! He wobbled the legs a little!
Look at him!
The legs were wobbled there, 10 seconds left. Does Hamza Kuheji put the pressure on?
He's hurting him, Phil!
Does he look for that
Looking
knockout?
for the liver!
Aiden James just trying to shake off those cobwebs and has a minute to do so.
Phil, I think he's going to stalk him in terms of distance. He's going to move forward, wait for his moment to let loose, and then he's going to let loose.
End of the first round came at just the right time for Aiden James. Gives him the minute to shake off those cobwebs, recover a little bit.
Touch of the hands, showing good sportsmanship. Now it's back to trying to knock each other out.
Hamza Kuheji throwing a little bit more feints this time, being a little bit more aggressive. Obviously, buoyed in
There it
confidence.
is.
Trying to land that shot again. I believe that was a straight and then an overhand. Partially checked as the kick by Aiden James.
Hamza Kuheji, as I said, one of the most intelligent fighters you'll ever seen. He's now learned what works. Forward movement while being aware of the distance, straight followed by a hook. When his opponent shifts, you're going to see that calf attacked.
Nice straight down the middle there from Aiden James. Kuheji reading the distance a little bit better in this second round.
Shot landed.
Over the top comes Aiden James. And we've yet to see a takedown attempt from Hamza Kuheji, which I think is surprising everyone.
It's impressing me, Phil. It's what I expected to have happen within the first 2 minutes. But I do believe that Hamza Kuheji believes, I think he knows he can win this fight standing, so that's what he's going to do.
And now it's Hamza Kuheji leading the dance a little bit. Forcing Aiden James to miss. The corner of Hamza Kuheji calling for the 1-2, calling for the double jab straight there.
Phil, Hamza Kuheji has had the most luck in this fight, moving forward explosively. We need to see just a little bit more of that, but he's a smarter man than I am. He knows more about what's going on. He's holding back just a little bit, but I know he's going to let loose soon.
Aiden James lands a nice stiff jab there. It's again, like all the fights we've had tonight, very tightly contested by premier mixed martial artists. Aiden James now landing a couple of strikes of his own.
Hamza Kuheji's corner wants him to pull the trigger. Expect it to happen momentarily.
Aiden James seems to be rediscovering his jab just a little bit. Oh, another huge shot over the top. Big left hand.
Phil, big props to Hamza Kuheji for not tying up his opponent there. When they came close, could have looked for a body lock. Didn't do it. Wants to stand and bang.
Big developments in the striking game. Again, landing heavy power shots on Aiden James.
There it is.
2 minutes left in this second round. Very much hanging in the balance. Koeji needs to be careful of not chasing down Aiden James, just landing his strikes when he's within range.
Everyone's landing now, Aiden. He's missing everything, you're landing everything. Let's go. Nice, Aiden. Now the momentum's strong, and he knows it too. Keep it going, please.
Again, this is very much turning into more of a kickboxing bout. Koeji got a little shot there in the eye. I don't think it was an eye poke. I think it was just the knuckle of the glove landing on the eye. Very, very, very tightly contested bout here, Kirik.
It is. There's huge respect being shown by both fighters, as there should be, because either fighter can end this fight at any moment. Hamza Koeji had his greatest luck letting the fight, just pulling on that trigger and exploding off the line. That's what he needs to do just a little bit more in the final 1 minute of this fight.
Would you advise a takedown at this stage in any for either man? The fight being so tightly contested, would a takedown change the complexity? And just as I say that, Hamza Koeji trying to dig in and get the takedown. Defended well by Aiden James.
A takedown absolutely would. A takedown for either fighter could well ice this round for him.
30 seconds left. Well, Hamza Koeji again attempt the takedown.
Aiden James trying to use that superior reach. Taking pot shots from the outside. Aiden faked his opponent out with a touch to the thigh. Hamza Koeji did the same thing. Comes in now with a jumping right hook to the melon.
I think it was countered by a lead hook from Aiden James. But again, a real fascinating technical bout here.
Round ends. Phil, I often ask you to play judge. I'm not going to on this one because I don't want to.
No, this was an incredibly close. Referee Reben Saber just waiting until the cage door is closed to commence hostilities.
Let's run. Biggest fight in your life, let's go.
Corner of Aiden James telling him he needs the fight of his life here.
No question, Phil. We don't know what the judges have done. You never know what judges are going to do. The fight could be decided in the next 5 minutes. Both these fighters know it, and they're going to fight like the last round of their life. There we go.
Hamza Koeji trying to come over the top with that big looping shot, just a little bit shy, doesn't quite catch it. That's a huge calf kick again from Hamza Koeji.
Hamza Koeji now pulling that trigger. Boom! He lands again.
KHK corner of Hamza Koeji calling for pressure, pressure, pressure. As we say, Aiden James trying to implement that lateral movement. Nice little bit of head movement to get off the center line.
Phil, Hamza Koeji has found the style that won him the first round. Move forward aggressively and then explode off that line unexpectedly.
Aiden James coming in with the switch. Didn't quite get off, but at least he knows that switch is there for him.
James throwing bad intentions too. Both these fighters want to put their other man's lights out. There's no range finding, no feeling the fighter out. They're trying to end it, both of them.
Aiden James' movement seems to be the slightly more fluid, but Hamza Koeji has that stance where he can land a power shot at any time. Nice roll under in combination from Aiden James. Can he string together the boxing a little bit more and land something more telling, or can Hamza Koeji come over the top with another big shot? That's a nice shot from Aiden James. Seems to be finding the jab a little bit more again.
What we're seeing now, Phil, is the first round morphing into the second round.
Again, this fight is so close. Koeji attempts the takedown, abandons it, realizes that he doesn't have it. Nice straight shot there from Aiden James again, and this fight is so close. All it's going to take is for one person to land a big strike, a big leg kick, a big knockdown, something that sticks out in the mind of the judges. Swing and a miss from Hamza Koeji.
A little bit past the halfway mark. We've seen that the fighters ebb and flow. First one's ahead by a little bit, then the other is. And in on that leg.
Diving in for the underhooks is... Oh, taking the back now. Good submit, a good defense on the takedown from Aiden James. Does he try it again? Or oh, that's a stiff jab.
Excellent work from the outside by James. Excellent calf kick by Hamza Kuheji.
Both these men are starting to land with a little bit more frequency on one another. The corner of KHK are calling for the knockout from Hamza Kuheji. Does he overcommit the strikes and leave himself vulnerable potentially?
He's had big luck with it, Phil. I think if he throws that southpaw 2-3, the straight left followed up by the right hook, he can put his opponent out. I think he puts himself in more danger by backing up.
Another big strike from Aiden James with the rear hand.
Boom, there he goes. Aiden James weathered the storm very adroitly.
Into the third round here, last minute of the third and final round. Can Hamza score that takedown? Change levels beautifully to get in on the takedown. Aiden James doing a good job to defend and create the distance.
Hard to take down an opponent whose hips are that high. 30 seconds to go. Hamza Kuheji's corner is exhorting him to attack and attack and attack.
Aiden James in on the takedown. Has the leg hooked. Great defense from Hamza Kuheji.
Beautiful wrestling D on both sides, and that's why we're seeing such an outstanding stand-up battle. 10 seconds.
Can either fighter land something big in the final 10 seconds? There it is. Woo! What a fantastic back and forth battle. Both these men couldn't be separated by 15 minutes of action, only to be separated by the judges. Beautiful technique.
Absolutely forbid in judges training. There's no two things in history that are absolutely identical. That was one tough fight to call, and that was one terrific exchange of mixed martial arts action.
So realistically, with this fight being...
Tabulating the numbers is one thing, Phil, but in the final analysis of combat sports, you can reduce it to who hurt who more. And by that standard, I do think Hamza, the pride of Bahrain, Kuheji did hurt his opponent just a little bit more than he was hurt, particularly in that second round.
There was also that big shot in the closing stanzas of the first round, so Carlos Kramer stepping into the cage, which means that we have an official decision. Roaring Lion, make it official.
All right, Brave Nation, what an amazing fight between these two in a classic battle for Brave Nation to see. After 3 rounds, we go the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 29-28, Kuheji. Your next judge scores about 29-28, James. And your third judge scores about 29-28 for your winner by split decision, the pride of Bahrain, Hamza Kuheji!
And the crowd goes wild. Hamza Kuheji, the pride of Bahrain, is now one step closer to the World Championship.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave. It's more than a gym. Brazil's Flavio Quiros wants to shock the world and move to the semifinals of the Brave CF Flyweight Tournament. Before that can happen, he will need to face off against Sambo World Champion, Velimurad Alkasov. Coming up next, the first ever Brave CF Flyweight Tournament bout between Quiros and Alkasov.
All right, Brave Nation, the next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the first round of our flyweight tournament, the greatest flyweight tournament in our sports history, and your co-main event of the evening. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins and 1 loss and 1 no contest. He stands 167 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.8 kilograms. Representing KHK, Dagestan, Russia. Give it up for Velimurad Alkazov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 12 wins and 2 losses. He stands 165 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.9 kilograms. Representing Capital da Luta, Brazil. Give it up for Flavinho de Queiroz. Your referee when the action begins is Decky, the Bandit Larkin.
Phil, mixed martial arts was born in Brazil, but now the sport's gone global and the Russian invasion is underway in the form of Velimurad Alkazov.
Tail of the tape, Queiroz 28, Velimurad 29. Both these men of similar height, bang on the money for the weight. Opening round of the most prestigious MMA tournament in the history of flyweight mixed martial arts is underway. Flavio de Queiroz is going to have to stay light on those feet, is going to have to employ perpetual movement. He cannot be a static target for the KHK man to get inside and get the takedown. Velimurad working well off the jab there. Changing levels to give his opponent different looks. That was a kick right to where you shouldn't get kicked, Kirik.
Quick timeout. I want to say to the ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, we actually heard that one reverberate from cage side. That's when you know it was real. The only thing worse is when you hear a cup actually crack.
And I'm going to do that thing that all commentators do. I'm going to tell you that, yes, we will see the replay. No, you shouldn't look at it, but will we all look at it? Of course we will. There it is. Tempted the inside leg kick and something tantamount to a soccer punt right to the groin. Flavio seems to have recovered and is ready to get back into it.
Big props to Flavio for not playing that out.
And now he comes back, almost trying to get a little bit back from Velimurad after that kick. It's a huge sweeping leg kick, and I'm not sure if it translates quite to the television screens, but the size of legs on Velimurad for a 125-pound fighter. Velimurad happy to stand, hasn't chosen to implement any of his world-class grappling just yet. Nice kick there from Flavinho. That's a huge, big sweeping kick again. Velimurad has serious bad intentions when it comes to those kicks, but then De Queiroz saying, if you want to kick, I can kick just as hard as you can.
Again, Phil, we're seeing just a small part in the Combat Sambo arsenal. We're seeing the punches, we're seeing the kicks. I think at some point in this round, we're going to see the wrestling as well.
Flavio's starting to check those kicks a little bit, but they're still disrupting. They're still disrupting his stance. They're still disrupting his mobility.
Phil, the speed, the sheer speed of these fighters is such that I believe they have to react so quickly. They're the most skilled fighters in all of mixed martial arts.
Perhaps the most underrated fighters, the most underrated weight class in all of mixed martial arts. We've seen other organizations who shall remain nameless sort of discard the flyweight division and have it more as just a filler division. Whereas here in Brave Combat Federation, we wholeheartedly respect the quality of these athletes you see before you.
I believe, Phil, that's a old leftover. It should be in the dust. Oh, he's down!
He stiffed him with the jab, he bounced back
swarming.
Up. Velimurad probably smells a little bit of blood in the water.
And again!
He's trying to land that one big knockout shot. Can he find it? Both men are throwing fire at each other. Velimurad putting it on. De Quiros right now.
Veli Murad reaching just a little bit.
Quiros charging forward, trying to land that big strike. There we see the grappling and almost the inevitable takedown. This is not where you want to be with somebody like Veli Murad Al-Ghazov.
Veli Murad is absolutely relentless everywhere. He's relentless with his strikes. He's relentless when he's looking for a takedown. He's relentless down on the mat.
Speaking to Veli Murad in the lead up to this fight, I asked him, what did you learn from that razor close, razor thin split decision loss to Zach Makowski? And he simply said to me, I will not leave fights in the hands of the judges anymore.
And you're seeing that right here. He's standing in that danger zone, throwing shots back. He could easily close with his opponent, tie him up, push him up against the fence, try a little wall and stall, take him down, little lay and pray. There is not an ounce of that in his body.
Seems to have settled back into a little bit more of a rhythm, and Flavio now tries the takedown on Veli Murad. What a feather in his cap this would be if he could score the takedown on the Dagestani man.
Veli Murad looking for a Kimura, stuffing the head. He should be able to limp leg out from here.
But De Quiros doing a good job of charging him down.
The speed of these technical exchanges is a wonder and a joy to behold.
There you see Veli Murad now turns defense into attack and is smothering, swarming De Quiros right now. Does De Quiros have enough in his submission arsenal to do something here to earn the respect? Is he trying to set up a potential omoplata?
Looking for an omoplata, trying to sit up. Denied 100%.
Veli Murad needs to watch out for the up kicks here. Just towering over De Quiros. May sweep aside and a big shot.
Ooh, that might have done it.
That whistle past De Quiros didn't quite land, but I'm sure he felt the wind of that punch.
Triangle in place.
Does he have enough time to cinch something up, or
he does not?
Veli Murad seems to be wise to it. Very
excellent round.
That was a very, very interesting, intriguing battle between two prospects here in the flyweight division. Veli Murad was almost ready to charge over before the cage door was closed there, Carrick.
It's a man who loves to fight like I love to breathe when I'm underwater. Woo!
Again.
Big calf kick.
That's absolutely huge, and if he continues to land that calf kick there, that could potentially deaden the nerves, or I think it's the nerve that runs to the foot. So
perineal nerve going down to the foot can get paralyzed literally, and the foot just drops. It no longer stays up.
And again, with De Quiros being a power striker, if you take out the legs, it takes a little bit of zip off the shots. Veli Murad showing a couple of level changes as well to give his opponent some different looks. I'm sure the training partners of Veli Murad are happy that he's fighting right now tonight, because in that VT you saw some of his training partners ask, why do you keep hurting us, Veli Murad? Another huge kick went inside that time.
Inside low kick. Spinning back fist attempt. Veli Murad is getting big reads off his opponent when he fakes the level change. Expect to see him fake that level change again, maybe come in over the top with a big shot. There it was again. He's getting reads on what his opponent's going to do next when he level changes. He's going to take advantage of that.
De Quiros really needs to change things up. I think he needs to land his shots and get out, employ a little bit of lateral movement, pivot off that front leg. If he continues to just move in this fashion, and yes, he's implementing head movement, but the body mass is still there. Oh, he dropped him a little, stunned him with that punch. So now both men have stunned one another. Flavio De Quiros taking his time a little bit more. Shrugs off the shot from Veli Murad. That could be an interesting change in the dynamic, Carrick, if Veli Murad hasn't really recovered from that shot. Although he seems like he does have his wits about him again.
Headshots ordinarily fighters recover from 10 seconds tops. We're well past that mark. The calf, on the other hand, can hurt for days.
Oh, beautiful overhand from Veli Murad.
He's swarming him now.
Does he sense that
Passed!
Does he sense that De Quiros is a little bit compromised? Could be trying to set up perhaps a Darce here, or even at
I
one
think
stage.
he most likely wants to take the back, Phil. I think he'd love to take the back, tight waist him, maybe go for that Dagestani handcuff and start to rain down strikes.
Potential here for a Peruvian necktie as well. Right now, De Quiros doing everything he can to be as compact as possible.
There it is. Move to the back, moving into guard. He's probably going to pass to half guard.
De Quiros does a good job to try and get the guard back. Has a foot on the hip, trying to do something offensive. But when you have somebody as strong as Veli Murad on top of you, it's going to be very difficult to get any offense off. Momentarily looked like, again, he was going for that Ome Plata. Is he flexible enough to play some Go-Go Plata? Elbows from the bottom coming home from De Quiros.
Excellent work from Flavinho from bottom. It's not only the bottom player that's vulnerable to strikes. Even in mixed martial arts, in grappling, guard's the best place to be. Half guard's even better.
Nice.
MMA is a lot different, but there are strikes from bottom, and you are seeing them.
Nice little turning over elbow there from Veli Murad. Right now he's back to his feet, takes the knee so he can't be up-kicked. Very intelligent.
Brave Nation, some of the action here is so quick you only catch glimpses of it. Quiros was attempting an omoplata there, but the attempt was over so quickly it was almost impossible to see.
Minute to go in the second round, which has been fairly dominant if we're talking in terms of positional control from Veli Murad.
There's the pass to half, there's the back take, up to standing. Ooh, victory roll attempt.
Wasn't a million miles away from coming off. Right now, after using all that energy, oh, Tamala almost style elbow.
Second time we saw that elbow attempt from the Brazilian. I think he feels like he's got something there. When they come out of that clinch, expect to see an elbow a third time, and it may land. Each time a fighter learns something, he gets a little closer.
Nice work from De Quiros to defend that double leg attempt. And he digs it in for the underhooks well, and that's bound to give him serious confidence going into the third round, that he defended two good takedown attempts in quick succession.
Woo!
Just shy with the spinning back
Round
fist.
ends. I like Veli Murad again. How about you, Bill?
Again, I think because of that positional control.
Glove touch. We love to see that in the Brave Combat Federation cage. This is not just about wins and losses. It's about the development of character.
Veli Murad again attacking the legs as he did in the opening stanzas of rounds 1 and 2. That lower leg of De Quiros starting to redden up a little bit. You have to expect De Quiros is relatively aware that he's going to be down 2 rounds. So he's going to have to take the fight. And just as we see that, he's trying to pop off a rear hand.
De Quiros stalking.
Veli Murad with the spinning attempt. Quiros really needs to get some offense working right now. Interestingly, De Quiros does actually hold a 2014 unanimous decision victory over fellow flyweight contender Marcelo Dur, so he has been in there with some of the best.
Down! Took him down. Big moment in this round.
Veli Murad times the takedown beautifully off the
And
kick from De
beautiful
Quiros.
stand-up from the Brazilian. That is the classic defense. Feet in the hips, push him away, pop up to standing. Flavinho edging forward just slightly, trying to find that range to let his hands go. He's nearly there. Veli Murad may want to get his back off that fence.
Nice level change from Veli Murad, but great defense from Flavio De Quiros, trying to put the pressure on Veli Murad here, taking the fight to him, knows he needs to land a big shot. Can Vili Murad get in on the single leg, chasing?
In on the back.
De Queiroz down.
Vili Murad is deadly from here. He's going to hurt you with those knees. May supplé you. May look to sweep or reap a leg.
De Queiroz needs to try and turn in towards his man, grab an underhook. You can see he's trying that, but then a beautiful little push kick there from Vili Murad to try and take the base away from De Queiroz.
He's got him down, Phil. Can he keep him down? No! Pops up.
De Queiroz trying to go 2-on-1 to break that grip. Tried the roll. Vili Murad was wise to it, flared his own hips.
Phil, this is classic Vili Murad. He hurts you everywhere. He hurts you moving in with his hands and his feet. Ties you up. If he can't take you down, he's going to be hurting you with those knees. He hurts you all the time, everywhere.
Nice work from De Queiroz to break the grip. And now with less than 2 minutes left in the third and final round, can Flavio De Queiroz turn the tide? Doing well to defend the takedown.
Oh, what a beautifully timed shot. Given the extraordinary speed of these fighters, that level change against a punch was a thing of beauty.
Again, as we've said about the flyweight division, just wonderful technical mixed martial arts. Coming up to the 5th and final minute in the third round.
It's mind-boggling to me, Phil, that these fighters can time everything so well, given the speed with which they're employing their techniques.
Coming over the top is De Queiroz.
Flavio stalking, trying to protect himself with head movement.
Again, the shot denied by De Queiroz.
But again, that shot was beautifully timed.
Woo! Sanchez-style cartwheel kick from Alcazov.
And an attempt with a spin kick. Failed, down to the ground with a single. Can he hold him down? No! Flavio back up to standing. Nice escape from the Brazilian.
You have to give De Queiroz credit for being able to defend those takedowns and being able to get back to his feet, but a big swing there from Alcazov.
That timing.
3 rounds of action in the opening bout.
All right, Brave Nation, let's give it up for both of these warriors. What an amazing flyweight bout. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges scored the bout 30-27 for unanimous decision victory to the man from KHK Dagestan, Vili Murad Alcazov.
This bout is presented by Brave Nutrition. Behind the athlete, there are hours of training. Behind every hard training is Brave Nutrition. Sean Santella is hungry for victory and the Brave CF Flyweight World title. To get one step closer to his goal, he will need to beat Jose Shorty Torres, a double amateur champion and a 2-weight pro champion. Coming up next in the main event of Brave CF 42, a battle between the 2 top American flyweights as Sean Santella meets Jose Torres.
And now, Brave Nation, it's time for our main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the quarterfinals of the greatest flyweight tournament in our sports history. Your 3 judges for this bout are Hadi Muhammad Ali, Mateus Shodin, and Andreas Gerner. Your referee in charge of the action inside the cage is Decky, the Bandit Larkin. This flyweight tournament quarterfinal fight and the main event bout for Brave Combat Federation 42 is sanctioned by the Bahrain MMA Federation and its president, Mohammed Kamber. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 9 wins and 1 loss. He stands 163 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.8 kilograms. Representing the firm Combat Do and Cage K MMA and fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, USA. Give it up for Jose Little Shorty G. Torres. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 23 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. He stands 166 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.9 kilograms. Representing Nick Cantone MMA, Driven Gym, and Pure BJJ by way of Bud Lake, New Jersey, USA. Give it up for Sean Shorty Rock Satala. For fighter instructions, your referee, Decky the Bandit Larkin.
All right, gentlemen, you've been through the rules. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch glove now, go back to your corner, come out fighting.
Phil, we've got 3 shorties in the Brave Combat Federation cage. We got the memory of Little Shorty G, we got Shorty, and we've got Shorty Rock. May the best man win.
This to advance to the semi-finals of the Brave Combat Federation Mixed Martial Arts Flyweight Tournament. Touch of the gloves, and we are good to go. Santalo opening up with a huge leg kick. Shorty replies back in kind. Santala in on the takedown. Can it be defended? Nice use of the wizard from Shorty. I think I need to be more specific when I say Shorty. I'll say Torres. Santala very dangerous off his back. As we've alluded to, a 2nd degree black belt. Maybe trying to set up the triangle here. Playing around with that guard in a very dangerous fashion.
He does hold a 2nd degree black belt under Brian McLaughlin, not one of the best known jiu-jitsu coaches in the country, but absolutely one of the best.
Watch out for the triangle setup. He's creeping that ever further in, but Shorty doing a good thing of creating the angle, doing the right thing, creating space and getting away. He's tasted a little bit of that black belt jiu-jitsu.
Remember, Phil, Shorty Torres is looking for a knockout. That means he's going to have to take some chances where things like this happen. We've got a leg lock attempt.
Can we just take a
He's
little
in on the heel.
Can we just take a little bit of time to appreciate just how beautiful that scissor takedown was?
He's in on the heel.
He's trying to get, momentarily looked like he was trying to get the knee bar. Shorty needs to stay calm in this 50-50 position.
This is the single most dangerous hold in mixed martial arts. It's an inside heel hook attempt.
An inside heel hook has the potential to completely destroy the knee if applied properly.
Destroy the ACL, the MCL, the meniscus.
Santala remaining calm, and Shorty needs to be very aware, very calculated of his next movement. Cheeky little shot from the bottom there from Santala. Oh, he's trying to get the torque on that heel. Oh, it looks dangerous.
Santella he's willing to take some face shots in order to set up this leg lock. He's getting closer. He's in.
Oh, that looks
He's
tight.
In, Phil.
That looks so tight.
He's in. It's not quite perfect. The bicep is on the heel, not the bone. What happened was the bone from the center of the forearm down was not in place. Now we're looking for a double submission. This is a double Achilles lock. It's extraordinarily painful and very hard to get out of.
Shorty doing the right thing by remaining calm, not doing anything, not trying to jerk the legs out, to pull the legs out and thus deepen the submission. But again, you're just seeing high level, world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu being displayed by Shorty Rock right here.
And as I alluded to earlier, when you want to get that knockout, when you want to thrill the Brave Nation fans, things like this are easier for your opponent to set up.
Has that figure 4 lock just. And right
Looking
now,
for an Achilles lock.
he looks like he's trying to apply the pressure.
The pain from this is extraordinary. It's got to get that, there it is. It's got to get that forearm down just a little lower. When the bone in the forearm is against the bone in the Achilles, it becomes unbearable.
Shorty needs to be very, very careful which way he decides to turn. And the leg lock game, something that was almost a lot of people would have turned their nose up at years and years ago, has become a mainstay and has become one of the most dangerous aspects of submission grappling.
It has, thanks in no small part to New Zealand John Danaher.
Great shout.
Brave Nation, this is a double submission. Jose Shorty, his right calf is now being driven into his left calf, and Shorty Rock, when he pulls up his forearm and digs it against the calf, there's tremendous pain there too. What he's trying to do is transition to a heel hook.
And again, he's trying just to twist that
there
again.
There it is, and he's out!
Trying to get the heel hook. And I have to say, credit has to go to Decky Larkin for letting that go and let them play out on the ground for that length of time. That was nearly a 4-minute exchange. So well played, Decky Larkin, for letting that happen. Now, Sean Santala, in the space it took me to say one sentence, has taken the back of Jose Torres.
This figure 4 on the body is not just difficult to shake off, it also makes it very difficult to breathe.
Can't quite see from this position how deep underneath the chin, if at all, the arm is of Sean Santella. He seems to be slowly, just methodically working for it, trying to creep it in.
Shorty Torres.
Oh, and that's a veteran move. He was covering the nose of Jose Torres to impede upon his breathing.
That muffler is nasty. You've got pressure on the belly so you can't breathe. You've got pressure on the throat so you can't breathe. And you got physical pressure smushing your nose so you can't breathe. This is the very definition of misery, and it ends with the first round.
That was some of the best technical exchanging of jiu-jitsu I have seen in mixed martial arts.
Little delay to get some water out of the ring. Phil, I think in this round, Shorty can't drive in with quite as much aggression as we saw in round 1. When you drive in too hard, it leaves you open to takedowns, and when that happens, you saw what happened.
Referee Decky Larkin calling for a towel. Perhaps just sees a little bit of moisture on either the fighter or, as we suspected, on the cage.
Once again, Decky making sure that these fighters are safe. There's no slips that could mar the action, and it's on!
So potentially Shorty Torres needs to be a little bit more restrained in his advancing attacks. Maybe fight at distance a little bit more. Nice work from Santala to get his strikes off.
Little Shorty G. Torres has world-class footwork. Need to see just a little bit more of it.
Torres punishing Santala for trying to get in on that leg.
Santala setting up the back take.
Oh, that is fluid, dangerous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has the arm trapped as well, Carrick. If we look, he has the right arm.
This is an extremely dangerous position.
Nice switches.
There's the figure 4.
Jose Torres manages to get the leg out, but when you're swimming in shark-infested waters of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, one of the most dangerous sharks is a guy called Sean Santella.
Phil, Shorty Rock is now applying pressure in 3 places. It can be too much to overcome. There's pressure on the abdomen, making it hard to breathe. There's strikes, and as well, there are choke attempts and muffler attempts. This is a horrible place to be. However, Little Shorty G is a seasoned professional now. He is not nervous. He's calm. He's thinking, and he's going to fight his way out of here to the utmost of his ability.
Needs to turn to the side, and he's doing it. He needs to turn to the side that body triangle is locked on, that being his right side. He needs to continue to turn to that side. Santala doing a good job by hooking his instep of his right leg into the back of the leg of Jose Torres, giving himself a little bit more control.
The man we're calling Little Shorty G learned his grappling from Master Bob at Combat Do in Chicago, Illinois. He is not nervous here. He's been in these type of situations countless times since he was very young.
He's trying to step over that outside hook Santala has in from his body lock triangle.
Starting to get just a little bit of looseness in those hips. If he can loosen it up just a little more, he can pop around, end up in top guard.
That's just as equally a dangerous place to be when you're grappling with a guy like
Figure
Shorty
four's
Rock.
broken. And it's on again.
Re-established by Shorty Rock.
Phil, I want to reiterate what you said. The jiu-jitsu we're seeing here is some of the best I've ever seen in mixed martial arts.
Just so restrictive, and it's so calm. As I say, he's not trying to snap anything on. He's trying to let Torres present those little gaps in. And once again, credit to Decky Larkin for letting the fight play out mostly on the ground thus far. Oh, that he hasn't got it underneath the neck, but that face crank is terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brave Nation, that face crank does actually stop breathing without putting pressure on the throat. It drives the jaw back in towards the back and does restrict breathing terribly.
Again, Santala has
And he's out!
Oh, great work from Torres to get back.
Huge moment for little Shorty G.
And doing the right thing.
Calling his opponent up.
Doing the right thing. I think he knows he's going to have to defend the takedown from Shorty Rock.
Little Shorty G went into this fight saying he wanted to knock his opponent out, and he's sticking with it.
Shorty Rock pulls guard. That shows you just how confident he is in his jiu-jitsu. Cheeky, nasty heel strikes.
Shades of Hoist Gracie.
He just has that vice-like grip underneath the arms of Jose Torres. Again, momentarily looked like he was trying to set up a triangle on his left side. Oh, that's a crushing elbow from Shorty Torres. Just turned the elbow over beautiful. And again, those nasty, they may not look like a lot, but I can tell you they are some of the most painful strikes you can absorb.
100%. Again, I think we're going to see Shorty calmly, carefully set up another big ground and pound burst. And he calls his opponent up. Wants to knock him out. He's got 30 seconds to do it in this round.
Santala, much to his credit, fires back, showing that he's not just a jiu-jitsu guy. Using fakes and level changes as Santala to get the respect, and rolls beautifully.
Shorty's going to back out of there. He's got 10 seconds. He wants one more shot at his opponent from standing.
Oh, spinning heel kick. Beautiful work.
Wow, Phil, what a way to end that
No
round.
one saw that coming.
In the corner of Shorty Rock, you've got two words: jiu-jitsu.
Is jiu-jitsu not hyphenated? Is it not one word? No. And again, Torres trying to land those big strikes. Lands a clean straight down the middle, but Torres, or
Very
Shorty Rock,
clever. Shorty Rock steps out of that clinch, calls his opponent up. Again, he's going to stand up and back out, calling him up. He knows what he wants to do. Little Shorty G wants to knock his man out cold.
Santala doing everything he can to try and get the takedown, but Torres now starting to open up with the hands a little bit.
Beautiful work from Little Shorty G. This is the fight he needs. He needs to move in and then out, in and then out. If there's a clinch, pop right back. Don't stay on the mat.
Landed a beautiful short lead uppercut there on Santala. Now leading with hooks, trying to cut angles for himself.
As dominant as Santala's jiu-jitsu was, so is Little Shorty G's striking. He wants to get out of here. He does not want to get involved in this ground and pound.
And right now he's trying to do everything he can to get out. Watch the hips of Shorty Rock turning here. Could be trying to set up a potential armbar.
Out and he's up. Calls him up. What a brilliant tactical fight we're watching, Phil.
Torres needs to keep putting that pressure on. Just work with the hands. Potential for the double leg here, but you know that Shorty Rock is so confident with his jiu-jitsu that he's happy to get in a position for a double leg, and rather than get rid of unnecessary energy, he falls back into the guard position.
Phil, it is almost unheard of in mixed martial arts to pull guard in an MMA fight. but you are seeing it and you're seeing why. When your jiu-jitsu is this good, you can do it even with a monster on top you like little Shorty G.
3 minutes left to pull this back and potentially get the finish. That's what little Shorty G needs right now, and he's going to work. Mission control position here from Santala. May look to try and play a little bit of rubber guard. Look at how dangerous that guard is, but Torres doing the right thing by trying to stay as compact as possible and squares off the hips beautifully. There's that rubber guard, showing his flexibility. There's potential for a number of submissions here from rubber guard.
Shorty Torres denying all of those right now.
At the halfway mark of the third and final round here in Combat Kingdom, Bahrain.
Phil, we're seeing a little turn. Shorty Torres has now developed confidence in his ground game. I do believe he feels like he can dominate this ground attack, not with submissions, but with a brutal ground and pound and heavy hips.
But late in the third round, is it enough for him to just win this round, Kirik?
It is not. He's not. I don't believe he's going to win this round 10-8, which would end us with a draw. I do think he needs the finish, and I do think he's going to go for it. He is trying to take his man out of here. He's trying to soften him up with brutal shots, and he is going to go for a submission or call it back up, look for a standing KO. He's got about just over 100 seconds to accomplish that.
And if you're in Santala's position right now, you're happy to just hold on once you get a part of any of Shorty Torres. And with less than 2 minutes to go, Shorty Torres really needs to turn the heat up. Body lock from Santala, well defended by Torres, and I think Santala breathing a little bit heavy. Again, takedown defended by little Shorty G.
Phil, little Shorty G is now coming into his own.
With 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
We're seeing positional dominance, heavy, heavy hands.
Shorty Torres being warned about the strikes there by referee Dickie Larkin. Has that seatbelt grip. What's he going to choose to do with it? Chasing that finish.
Little Shorty G is now dominating this fight. He's got 1 minute left.
Santala needs to be a little bit more active to avoid referee Dickie Larkin jumping in here. As I say, he's holding onto that arm of Shorty Torres.
Phil, it's almost like little Shorty G needed a couple of rounds to wake up after this layoff he had.
30 seconds left in this third and final round. Shorty Torres turning it up, using the knees to the body. Santala trying to get that guard back in. And with around 20 seconds left in the round, little Shorty G needs that finish. He needs to land something big right now. He needs to give it everything he has. Big shot again, but is it enough? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Unbelievable fight. Phil, it is possible that this fight ends up 10-9, 10-9, 8-10, and that we have a draw.
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible main event in our flyweight quarterfinal. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 29-28 Santella. Your next judge scores about 28-28, and your third judge scores about 28-28. We have a majority draw, ladies and gentlemen.
There
what
you have
an
it.
Incredible fight.
Just as my broadcast partner suspected, we have a majority draw. What happens next? I don't know. All I know is in the cage right now you have 2 of the best flyweights in the world.
Phil,